Greetings, I am Liz.
And I am Scandal.
And let's grow a garden together.
Yes.
All right, so we are continuing on with our standard stuff for everyone who joined us for Easter. Thanks for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here we go.
I'm super entertained. You're like, don't talk about it. And then you're like,
And I'm like, I don't talk about it. I'm like, I'm not going to talk about it. And then say, hey, everyone, thanks. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I could totally do it. You know what we're going to do? We're going to talk to Luke. That's what we're going to do. Go talk to Luke about it. All right. What's up?
Oh, just thinking. I wasted a lot of time out here.
I mean, yeah, okay.
I
don't even know how to comment on that going. Wasted time is an opinion, my dude, but
And
that's
also,
your opinion.
What are we talking about? Wasted time in reference to what? Like, where Lily is suddenly going, no, you got a lot done already, so I'm jumping ahead. But going like, so is she talking about, no, we've cleaned up the place a lot, so you haven't wasted time? Or is he going,
I think he's
basically what I
talking-
did in reference to my relationship? But we're gonna find out, I'm pretty sure.
I actually think it's more like I tried to make all this stuff into art, and I just kept collecting it and not doing anything.
Ah, so if
That would
you're
be
an
my
artist
guess.
and you're stuck inside right now, don't be Luke. I commend you. This is your non-binary pal, Scandal, telling you, go grab your art supplies and do things with them.
And
Holy crow, just do it.
Give yourself permission, go do it, but also don't
I don't
feel
care
guilty.
if you think
okay.
it's cringe. You know what makes it not cringe? You doing it.
You doing it. It's beautiful. And you know what makes it better?
Cringe culture is stupid, by the
In
way.
the future,
I hate it so much.
Is doing more of it until you learn how to get it more to where you want it to be.
Yes.
Thing I've talked about art multiple times of going, if you can make something that you like, then you are a good artist.
Yes.
Like if you've done what you meant to. And if you can't do what you mean to yet, as long as you keep working towards that, that's what's going to get you there.
There's also that thing too where I've like drawn art before and been like, God, it wasn't something I wanted to do, but you know what I did? I had drawn something in that direction so that I had a stone to step on the next time I either thought to take, part of it again and do something else with it, or literally just be like, I did a thing.
There was a drawing exercise my friend Scandal and I here did one time where we did an entire collaborative month of drawings. And so
Yes.
every single day, one of us would draw a base and the other one would finish it in our style. And we, since it was every single day, we couldn't spend a huge amount of time on it. They were just like finished sketches, basically.
Right.
But it made both of us step out of our comfort zones because we draw very different things. And we have used some of those drawings and some of those experiences to move forward and do things. But it was also really cool to have sort of a base to work from, to do something we were uncomfortable with. So and then, learn from that. So
Right.
just try things, keep going, you can do it.
Yes.
No, you got a lot done already. But we're probably talking about different things.
No, I mean, since I moved here, just blew a lot of time on all the wrong stuff.
If you don't have a to-do list and priorities, it's gonna happen.
It could also be that obviously due to stress, you had a serious amount of executive dysfunction, which is very real and very much happens to a lot of people when they're stressed out.
It
If
is
you are not being
exhausting.
able to do anything right now, write a list down of the things you need to do and then plan out your day.
Yeah, give it a try. Or plan out your next day.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like, my day's already over, I can't do it. So just start again tomorrow. It's all
Yep.
right. You can do it. I
You
believe
can.
in you. People do dumb things when they're upset. She acknowledges that he's been under stress. Yes, well
Good
done.
job. I must have been pretty upset then.
I wouldn't doubt it, honestly. If you suddenly lost your family arrangement that you were completely used to and moved into somewhere completely else, that could make you pretty much upset. Also, trying to get your wife back the whole time? Yes.
Also, that sounds like, in some ways, at least to me, sort of like this was either potentially unexpected divorce, which seems interesting because it really doesn't come out of left field.
In a
like,
lot-
I've
a lot
heard
of
people
times.
really argue going, it came out of left field, it came out of left field. It's like, no, if you don't realize that your partner is showing signs of distress, literally going to you and asking for therapy, and you are telling them you're not allowed to go do that.
Oh, we're not quoting anyone
We're
here.
not quoting anyone at all.
I say, but that there are signs of an unhappy relationship, and in the same way that when I like when any relationship ends, whether it's a professional one or whether it's a personal one, like there are warning signs, and a lot of people can go, okay, well, the divorce came out of left field, and going, for the most part, if you look back, you can see all the warning signs. And yeah, people can say hindsight is 20/20, but this sounds like, yeah, he was definitely surprised by
Honestly,
it.
for me, I always thought it was really funny. So when I actually left my last job, I couldn't handle it anymore. It was that thing of going, I really was super distressed, and I was waking up and I could barely sleep sometimes on the weekend. I would just start freaking out when it came to the new work week starting. Like, I was so stressed out in relation to my job, where people were like, well, we can't tell. And then apparently after I left, there were a lot of people going, but why did you leave? And I was just like,
I was a mess.
I was so unhappy. I don't think you realize how suicidal I was. And then when I was asking for basically like, I need to get a different shift so that I can go get therapy, that would be great. But they went, yeah, no, we don't want to move you.
It was like, no, well, this shift could work. You could just do it in the day. Anyway, it was rough.
bad.
So pardon that, my friend. I support you, my friend. That got a little
It's okay.
deep.
No, it's
All
fine. Yeesh.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so I was thinking we could move the workshop over behind the house.
This workshop being loose pile of stuff.
Right.
Yes, I love it.
That way I got a dedicated space and there's not a bunch of rusty metal where my kid's gonna run around.
Do you own any of the space behind your house?
I don't, dude. What is your line?
Right.
Okay, so
Sure! You know your property better than me. Let's do it.
you have property boundaries in mind. I do not.
Because this is
Because especially if he's gonna dump all of his
Well, I'm
crap
like here
in,
going-
Mary's yard.
Well, and this is, as far as I can tell, is actually his yard. Like, ours ends instantly on this fence boundary right here.
No.
And
I know,
then-
but I was just like, why was all of his crap basically though over in Aunt Mary's yard? Was she just being nice, or really was he just being like, well, there's nobody to stop
I imagine, but also
me?
going, does that mean we're going to open up this area and find this little shed thing or whatever over here?
Oh no.
Let's find
Is that
out.
also all his? God, we have a lot of money depending on
So
where we
let's
live. Like,
tidy it
damn.
up. I was also like, did you just go and buy a whole house to go stay somewhere else?
Right.
Also, you guys lifting and moving that? Good
Whew.
job, Lily.
A lot of hefty lifting to, heavy lifting to do today. You good?
I got a heavy
Yeah,
lift.
good.
Hefty
Eh.
lifting. Hefty. Let me just stand on top of it. She just clipped through it and stood on top of it.
Aye.
That's amazing.
Whoa!
I just poofed myself on top of the pile like oh god, like Midoriya style, and
Right.
just scream, "Woo! Conquer the garbage!" Lily's gonna conquer the garbage on
It'll
the
be
beach.
fine.
It'll be great.
It'll be. This is Lily.
Yes,
This
okay.
is my hero.
My hero, Lily's garden.
My Lily Academia.
My Lily Academia. Yes.
Yes.
My Lily Academia. Yeah, I don't know. It's just.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm developing something resembling biceps since last week. See? Now the accountant has been working outside. You're just steady. He joins you on top.
What is going on?
Why would you? You
Huh?
both of you up there going, "We'll conquer the garbage!" Akira scream, go. Ah!
Nah, still looking pretty neatly to me.
Really?
Whoa, where'd I go with
All right,
that?
you crawled up on top of the scrap pile to
Yeah.
analyze Lily's arms. She's like, "Really?" Like her face is like, "What?" Excuse me?
Also,
Noodly?
I love the fact that because they don't have any other animations for these models, they're literally just folding their arms at each other.
I know. I'm just gonna mention it right here.
At you. Boink,
I
boink.
said, right.
Let me talk to you. Boink.
Can you imagine it?
Boink. I'm gonna joust with my elbows. Hey, we're not having verbal jousting. We're having elbow jousting. Everybody should boink.
I'm like,
boink.
they literally are just elbow to elbow right in
Right
front of
there.
each other.
Hello.
Can you imagine saying they're having a conversation like that? They're both like, he's looking down.
All right, everybody, it's a trust game.
Aye.
Quick, find your nearest friend in the house that you're trying not to hate. Walk into them and go, put up your elbows and lean into each other and go, "Ah."
And don't do this in public because it's bad social distancing, all right? Bad behaviors. I'm like, it looks like he's just checking her out super, super hard, like I'm staring down at your
It's
chest.
sort
and
of-
she's staring past him like, it's fine. I'll just cross my arms over this, fine.
It's
like,
fine.
The 3D modeling does not work well in this scene at the moment. Like,
It's
damn.
really bad.
It's like pretty bad. Either that, or if you look at it, the fact that he's completely in front of her, sort of clipping through her, you got this problem of him being over here,
We need to glitch.
staring down possibly at her noodly arm.
It's time to glitch.
It's so we gotta glitch into each other. I'm sure you're
Yes.
just like, you just climbed up here to do this. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. I am the ideal female body. Excuse me.
I am the ideal peak performance
Yeah,
body.
that's it. So there.
I like it fine.
What? How does that? And then he climbs off the garbage. What was
What?
the point of that? We climb up on the scrap. We climb up, down off the scrap.
So we've missed out on the heteronormative fandom, by the way. No,
I
it's
don't
fine.
get it.
Come on, let's get behind the house.
No, but I'm busy doing seesawing on this pipe here. It's a lot of fun. Woo!
And then you fall because you realize that it's a
Woo!
cylinder.
Well, yeah, but if you're in the middle and you just sort of, you got your legs spread and you're
That
just
is
walking back and
so
forth.
much of a balancing though control because you also have
I've
to
done it. I think it's a lot of fun, so there. I have good balance. I have good eyesight and good balance. I'm very privileged. I admit this. My friend is judging me. I apologize for being so
I'm gonna drop
privileged.
kick you.
I have fun. Whoa!
I'm gonna take you outside and I'm gonna put you in the garden and you'll grow bullshit plants.
You know that I'm telling the truth, nonetheless.
No, I know you're telling the truth, totally.
All right. I really can't believe how much of a difference this has made.
I mean,
I
can.
we can't see anything
You
different.
always stop trying to make it move.
It, sorry.
I'm gonna throw things at you because we've missed stuff before,
I'm
and you're
sorry.
like,
I'm
I'm gonna move it. Don't.
I want to look at it, but you can't look at it during the dialogue.
Yep.
It's fine. It looks like a different house. It also looks like you were going to have to carry things around to your sculptures and your tables to be able to get the metal you need, but that's fine.
It's fine.
Because those all look like,
It's fine.
well, 2 of them at least look like unfinished pieces. Anyway, it does look like a different house. Really? Not really. Luke? What about that car, my dude?
The car is horrifying, actually. Oh, yeah, it's different.
Are you okay, my dude?
Talk
Talk to Luke more. Because
Yay!
Luke needs a lot of talking. You know what? We bark about communication a lot, so you know what? Just keep talking to Luke.
Yes, keep talking.
Keep talking.
The thing is we're also going like, what exactly are we trying to cover? Like,
whoa! We put it all over here. Also, where'd you get all those tires?
He also just freaking sat down abruptly. He yoinked himself. He zorped through reality into a little corner, and now suddenly we're all over here.
I know, we were standing over there in the grass and we're going, you know what? Hey, Luke, are you okay? And he just walks away, silent as anything, sits down over here in a tire, crosses his arms and looks down like his moody child, and we have to walk over there following him, and then be like, dude, why did you put yourself in a tire? My friend, okay, Mr. Stoic, and by Stoic, I mean Mr. Moopy, what's bugging you?
And it's like, you can be upset. Men expressing feelings of like remorse or frustration is really good. There's a lot of things of being like, I feel frustrated in fiction and also in reality, because in some ways fiction can be reflective of reality, but it is not reality.
But when people don't express their emotions, yeah, it's unfortunate. It doesn't help anybody. Now, you need to have like safe ways of expressing them in reference to other people's boundaries. But it is really important to, share what's going on.
Is he talking or is Lily talking?
That's me.
But it sounds like he should be talking.
Yeah, it really does look like that should be Luke's dialogue.
What?
Yeah, that's really confusing. Going, hey, Mr. Moopy? It's just different already. I don't know. Maybe she's trying to be defensive again, going like, hey, it looks like a totally different house. And then he just walks away silently, and she's like,
oh
hey,
God,
Mr. Moopy, what's going on?
And then
he doesn't respond at all, and she's like, it's just different already. I don't know.
I'm just wondering if I'm throwing myself away here with the scrap.
I mean, what did you move to this house for? What was your goal? Well, you just said that you were focusing on all the wrong stuff here. What would you rather have been focusing on?
Right?
Maybe you could stand to toss out a bit of that, Luke. Rather than, again, giving him a solution or assuming what he means, ask him what he means. Like, in this case...
This again, I'm like, what are we assuming here? I'm lost, too, being like, what?
Well, it's because it sounds like she's assuming that the trash is the problem, or that the recyclable materials is the problem, that his scrap is the problem. Because it doesn't have to be trash. I mean, she used reused tires in her own garden, you know? Sort of thing. Like, this is not useless stuff. It's just whether or not he's using it.
Right.
And him saying, I've been spending all my time on the wrong stuff. What is the wrong stuff? We don't know anything about him and his priorities.
This is again where I'm like, so I have definitely agreed, and I think Blythe is as well, with somebody who came in going like, yeah, I'm not really a fan of the relationship between Lily and Luke. And as far as we could tell, even, to begin with, I wasn't a fan of it really just at all. Like, this does seem weirdly rushed, really assumptive in some areas, and also like, this is a really heavy thing to go on about. And then it's like, you just got through a huge divorce, and I don't know, and Lily definitely needs to go to therapy, like abusive partners 101. She is a classic example of somebody who's been severely hurt and used. Like,
yes.
Whoa.
We have mentioned how Lily seems very naive, as though she's been very controlled, as though her social circle has been very limited. Like, she is a very, in many ways, I consider it accurate or a well-portrayed fictional experience of an abused woman. Mm-hmm. And someone who's trying to get out of that experience and trying to rebuild herself, but doesn't really have a lot of support and isn't seeking a lot of support because she might not even know or understand that's an option.
Right.
But in this case, like, I don't like that she's just assuming what the problem is.
Like she did with Karen?
Yeah, it's him saying, I should have focused on, like, I was focusing on all the wrong things. She doesn't know what all the wrong things are. In this case, I feel like instead of trying to go, well, let's just fix a thing that I've picked out of the air, the garbage,
Right.
going, like I said, either what would you rather have been focusing on or what have you been focusing on?
Right.
And sort of let him dialogue and do his own process, because he
Open-ended questions.
He might not even know what he should have been doing necessarily, other than he feels guilty for doing what he did, and he would need to assess.
Right.
All right, maybe you could stand to Stas a bit. I like Luke in general, but I like the Luke from the last few days especially. What?
What? I mean, the Luke that was sort of weird.
How does that relate to garbage?
Huh?
Also, the last few days when he was being a kind of a jerk in reference to, like, pretending like, the bees were communicating to him about you having a crush on him.
Yeah, like,
I don't even understand how this conversation is tracking, so I'm just going to keep going.
Fine.
I'm like,
Okay, go ahead.
like saying, maybe you could stand to get rid of some of this stuff. I like Luke in general. And then talking about him, third person. I'm a little
Correct.
confused.
Yeah.
That feels awkward. What are you worried about? Being a square? And now we're going to, like, it almost feels like 3 different unrelated things.
What? Let him freaking talk, or leave him alone for a while.
Or are we trying to convey basically
Let him
that
process.
he's having a long pause between each of these and she's trying to sort of fill the silence awkwardly? Because we do know she can be awkward. But I'm not connecting to what this is supposed to be.
I mean, and she could just literally be that socially awkward, but if, like, a part of me is also like, and then he's going to respond really positive to this because this is how this works, despite the fact that this could literally just be her coping behavior because she's afraid of when people aren't talking.
When people are unhappy, you're going, I have to fix it or something bad could happen.
Right?
Which is a very, a self-protective behavior.
Yes.
And also, didn't we say we were going to put this all behind the house and now it's beside it?
It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. Beside the house is the same as behind it.
Exactly the same.
I'm going to stand beside you. Gets behind you.
Ah.
It's okay. It's the same thing. Look at Lily's garden.
Right? Who says square in this decade?
Apparently me. Who says Java in this decade?
Never gonna let that one go, huh?
Or Woobadoo.
Are we really freaking not gonna talk about this?
We aren't. Anyway, change is
Oh
hard.
my god, this is all about Lily.
Just remember who all this change is for. Who is it for, actually? Because if what he's described so far is extrapolating, if I'm extrapolating what he said so far correctly, then essentially he moved here against his will for a divorce that he didn't want and a separation agreement that he wasn't on board with a child arrangement that he didn't agree with either. And so who is all this change for? Who are we supposed to be remembering? That it's for his wife? That it is for his ex-wife?
Is it for his daughter? Is it actually for him? Because as far as I can tell...
Yeah, just remember who it's all for. And who would that be?
There's lots of who's involved. Yeah, my munchkin needs her dad, and to not live in a junkyard.
We're talking about the change that we're doing today specifically. Okay, I did not make that connection at all.
By the way...
She's talking about, just remember who all this cleaning and updating is for. This is to make this place more suitable for your kiddo to come visit you. Got it. That could have been a little clearer for me.
Except also, though, for me, I'm like, okay, so as somebody who's moved several times, and my god, I have moved across the country also several times, sometimes it is hard to get rid of stuff simply because you're going, but I feel like I'm supposed to hold on to it. I'm supposed to do something with it. It's supposed to mean something. I'm like, we're not going to any, like Luke's, I'm not saying he needs to be, like, in-depth about any emotional experience, but I don't think, like, there's a reason why hoarders exist, okay? Usually, as far as I can tell, a lot of people are greatly distressed and unhappy and trying to collect things because, as far as we can tell, we judge value in our society, because we're very capitalistic, off of things. And also going, our society of, we have to have things from other people, and it's important to have things. And it's like, I don't...
Additionally... Things, hoarding or collecting of things or not being able to get rid of stuff can come from, in my experience, 2 primary areas. The first one being, I'm supposed to keep this, someone gave it to me.
Right.
Like, it came from somewhere, it has a memory, I'm supposed to keep it. That doesn't usually result in as much hoarding experiences as people get. It just gets you, like, cluttered and overwhelmed if I have 900 Christmas cards that I never read again, and they're just here in boxes or whatever, taking up space because I can't get rid of them because someone gave them to me.
Right.
And the other experience, which some people love saving Christmas cards, so that's not everyone's experience. This is if you feel like too much stuff. The other experience with hoarding, in my opinion, and my understanding, has to do with the capitalism lottery. And I've mentioned the capitalism lottery a couple of times, but basically the American dream idea, which we've linked to the video Opulence before by, ContraPoints.
But from Natalie, she's
I was
awesome.
gonna say Natalie, but I almost said, like, I couldn't remember Natalie's last name.
Oh.
So I was just like, Natalie. Anyway, from ContraPoints. And the thing is I would recommend
name's Wynn.
taking a look at that if you're not sure, but basically the American dream or capitalist lottery is this idea.
And we're talking about U.S., not just Canada. So.
Oh, we're talking specifically America, the United States of America. Let's say, is this idea that you could suddenly have something of value and that it could go huge. Him going, I need this particular pile of junk because it's possible that if I get inspired to make a sculpture that suddenly is the interest of everybody because it's culturally relevant and suddenly sells for $10 million, then I've won the American dream lottery. I've won the capitalist lottery because the thing that I did was socially relevant. Or if I find out that suddenly tires are incredibly scarce and there's this rare, like chemical in them that can only be extracted, in this new, process, and suddenly tires are worth so much more money than they ever used to be, but only ones that have sat around and aged in the sun for like 5 years.
Right.
And then everyone goes, oh my God. And since things that are about like that have happened before, we have this idea that you might have this lottery ticket somewhere in your hoard.
Novelty so much in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, we are just so fucking neoliberal.
Anyway, and that lottery is more important to a lot of people than, basically stability, than the idea of socialism.
Yeah.
And taking care of everyone. The idea of, so there's this fear of going, but if I get rid of something, I might find it's valuable or that I need it right after I get rid of it.
Right?
Anyway, so I want Kenny's or Dad not to live in a junkyard.
Yep.
That's the spirit. Here's the whoop-a-doo. Whoop-a-doo! I thought it was whoop-a-doo, not whoop-a-doo. Whoop-a-doo.
I thought it was whoop-a-doo, too.
I think they spelled it differently this time.
Ah.
This is the year of not living in junkyards. Me too, I guess.
All right.
All right, welcome to 2020, the year of not living in junkyards.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, guys, then, for joining us. We appreciate you being here. And if you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, feel free to share the videos with people you think might also enjoy these videos as well. Especially during the times of the coronavirus, if we can add a little bit of bright and sunshine to various different people, that would honestly make our day. That's super cool because this helps us. So, if we can help other people, that's super cool. Other than that, though, if you want to actually support us more directly too, you can also actually go down to our Ko-Fi or our Patreon and help us that way as well. Other than that, I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!